Hi, Jakob, Unisport Web TV, here today to review something navy, white and purple. It's the evoPOWER 1.2, of course, which still continues the evoPOWER concept of delivering power and accuracy to your game. But the new evoPOWER 1.2 lands with a bucket load of changes. So the question is, will the evoPOWER 1.2 deliver? Well, stay right here with me and find out now. Now, most of the changes, or well, actually all of them on the evoPOWER 1.2 are made to the upper, where PUMA have introduced a new generation of their synthetic Adablite material that's quite a bit thinner than the one on the evoPOWER 1. But it still has this stretchability to allow your foot to bend naturally, which in the end should give you more power when you shoot. And you definitely feel the changes when you get your feet in the evoPOWER 1.2. It's still really soft. It's less padded and airy than the last generation, and therefore it might feel a bit more rigid at first, but once it's on, it's incredibly soft around your feet. And because the Adablite is so soft, the fit in the evoPOWER 1.2 is amazing. There, I said it. It is really good, even straight out of the box, simply because the Adablite really wraps your foot super closely, but without being overly tight. And I had no pressure points on the upper whatsoever. Again, even straight out of the box. Now, one of the main reasons behind this fit being so adaptive is the evoFoam technology. And actually, it represents the biggest change on the evoPOWER, in my opinion, because PUMA have taken the evoFoam parts from the evoPOWER 1 on the instep and scrapped them and turned the evoFoam into an inner lining where it really sits like this honeycomb-like mesh to really wrap your foot and even out all the little bumps and uneven surfaces you have on your foot around your toes. And not only is it really beneficial for your accuracy, but it also really aids the upper in wrapping your foot very precisely, following every little shape there might be. It is absolutely brilliant. Now, another new feature on the evoPOWER 1.2 are these kind of skeleton-like protrusions on the outside of the boot. And here they've actually just made the upper ever so slightly thicker, simply to give you a bit more support and stability to keep your foot on the plate when you make sharp cuts or hard movements. And it actually works pretty well because you really feel that the foot gets the support it needs to avoid it sliding around when you change direction. Now, another change has been made on the heel, where PUMA have made it a bit higher compared to the evoPOWER 1. But it's also still really soft and collapsible like the evoPOWER 1, simply to allow your foot to flex when you bend it. On the other hand, this softness also means that I'm missing a bit of lockdown to keep my heel securely fastened in the heel cup. It's not a lot, but again, it is a trade-off with the softness and the flexibility. Talking about the last, it is the very same Outsole last that we saw on the evoPOWER 1. Simply because PUMA got a lot of great feedback on the last, so they thought, hey, why change it? So they haven't. But that also means that we get this anatomical toe box and of course the super wide fit. And while that's good for a lot of people, with my relatively slim feet, I do have some extra space under the midfoot. And admittedly, it's not a big problem for me, but in order to get the tightest fit possible, which I like, I could have done with a slightly slimmer last. But it also leads me over to the sizing, where I'm pretty much true to size. I'm normally a UK size 6, and that's also the case in the evoPOWER 1.2, where the length is absolutely perfect. You can go up half a size if you want, or you have humongously wide feet, but both Jolter and I are true to size in this bad boy. Now, one minor complaint I have about the evoPOWER 1.2 though is the tongue. Don't get me wrong, it's super nice and padded and avoids giving me lace bite and all that stuff, but it tends to move quite a lot when I play. And while it's not spoiling the fun of the evoPOWER for me, it is still a bit of an annoying factor to have to constantly reposition the tongue when you're playing. When we look at the outsole and the stock configuration, there is nothing new under the sun, because again, why change a winning team? Now that also means that again, we have this relatively flexible P-Bax outsole under the forefoot with the gradual stability frame under the midfoot. And actually the sole plate works pretty well, because you get this combination of stability under the midfoot and flexibility under the forefoot to really make your foot feel free, like you can move in any direction. Now the stock configuration itself also works pretty well. It does its job without too much fuss. Especially because these 4 conical studs under the forefoot allows you to move rather smoothly through the ground without being too clingy. And also we have these blades that allows you to get some stability while also giving you a bit more aggressive grip when you cut. Now the biggest compliment I can give to the stock configuration is the fact that I actually haven't really noticed it while I've been playing, because I got no stud pressure, it wasn't really sticking too much to the ground, and it just did its job. Now, when it comes to the touch on a ball, things get interesting because the evoPOWER 1.2 feels really precise on the ball, simply because you have this thin Adab light upper that sits relatively close to your foot. Also, there is this ever so slightly padded, rather elegant feel to it, so it is also a little bit soft on the ball while being incredibly precise. Now, the most significant change on the evoPOWER 1.2 is the addition of grip text, as well as this rather matte finish on the Adab light. And you definitely feel that there is a lot more friction between the boot and the ball than in the evoPOWER 1. Now, even though you do get some grip from the grip text while dribbling, don't expect too much when it comes to putting swerve on the ball, because I really haven't felt anything in that department. But in general, when it comes to striking the ball, the evoPOWER is really good, and actually one of my favorite boots on the market, simply because you get a really solid connection with the ball and this plain striking surface with a relatively low toe box that allows you to get under the ball. No questions asked. And it really just feels good to strike the ball, whether you're shooting or passing. And if you have teammates that think you shoot too much yourself, don't buy the evoPOWER, because you're gonna wanna shoot some more. So, all in all, the PUMA evoPOWER is a really great boot, and it's a big improvement over the evoPOWER 1, simply because it's much better on the ball, it's more comfortable, it's more stable, and the AccuFoam inner lining adds both the shooting and the fit, and is a great improvement. More of that, please, PUMA. But what do you guys actually think about the new evoPOWER 1.2? And is it something for you? You should let me know in the comment section below. Because this is all I have for you for today, but we're back again later with more Unisport Web TV. Signing off, cheerio. Now, summing up the comfort and the fit, this has to be one of the most comfortable boots on the market right now, even despite the fact that it only weighs 205 grams. Because PUMA have really nailed the fit, it's very comfortable, and the upper is so super soft. And even though the evoPOWER 1 was already incredibly comfortable, this is just an improvement because the upper feels a bit more premium, less foamy and plasticky, and just a bit more stable around your foot. In other words, it's really good. If only PUMA made a slim version of this, I'd be partying all day.